Hello, everyone, and welcome to Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. I want to be real, honest, and inspiring as I'm here to encourage people that it's okay to talk about certain things to help lift them up and to know they are strong. I hope you enjoy this show as much as I love putting it together. Sit back and enjoy. This is Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. As I'm strong and I know my life is very important, block out the bullies, cause your life is important. Good Monday, everyone, and OMG, I am on the 10th episode of Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. I am Waylon Myers, and this week's guest is Alex. Well, before we get into this episode, thank you so much for being a fan of this show. I'm so thankful for everything I am doing with this show. And now, to my special guest host, Tyler Peters. Do you have anything that you would like to say?
Oh, absolutely, Waylon. I'm just so excited that you're celebrating your 10th episode. How awesome. I'm actually on Monday Night Raw. No, I'm just teasing. But it's fun to think about. Hey, it's always a pleasure. You've had me on as a guest. I've also got to interview you. And wow, 10 episodes. It's amazing, man. And I'm so honored again, very humbled to be a part of the celebration. So thank you, Mr. Waylon Myers.
You are welcome. And I am happy that you decided to come on with me. And now, everyone, sit back and enjoy Alex Well interview of Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. And now, let me introduce to you the 10th guest on Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, Alex Well. What's up? How are you doing today?
Good. I must say I can't be that introduction if I tried.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yep. Congratulations on being the 10th guest.
Thank you. Double digits. How does that feel for you?
It's awesome. I'm so glad I surpassed that 10th episode. Because when I did my first talk show, I only did 9 episodes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So now on this new one, I am now on the 10th. So
awesome, man.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and go on with the questions.
All right.
Were you a victim of bullying? If so, how did you overcome it? And if not, what advice would you give on bullying?
Yeah, I was a victim of bullying for a very long time. Actually, all the way through second grade to, unfortunately, 12th grade. There were even a couple of really mean people in senior year, and you would think they would be more mature at that point. But they really weren't. And the way I overcame that is kind of just accepting the fact that, like, if people don't like me because of things that I'm unable to control, then I'm not going to pursue a relationship with them. They're not worth it to me.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't like me for something that I can control, then yes, I will absolutely work on fixing that. But if something is uncontrollable, then that problem is on you.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
That's how I overcame that bullying.
Awesome. That's good. What hardships did you experience in your life, and what were some ways you overcame them?
A big hardship with this condition is a communication disorder. It's really been a struggle, like starting up my own YouTube channel and all that. Just because I have a lot of trouble communicating what's really going on in here. So that's been a little difficult. But what some ways I overcame them is one by speech therapy, because I could barely speak until I was about 7 or 8 years old. And then the other thing I overcome is I like to use metaphors in order to get my statements across, because the symbolics of what I'm feeling, I'm able to communicate better than just straight up.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you relieve or manage stress?
The main thing I do is I basically take things into perspective. So like at the very start of something that's stressful, I always say, okay, is it a big problem or a small problem? And sometimes if it's a really small problem, I notice that automatically. So then my anxiety goes down a lot. But sometimes, like when I'm rather impulsive, I still think it's a big problem. And then I think, okay, is it like really a big problem? Like if we take a step back from that, like, is it really that big of a deal? And it almost never is. So being able to have those strategies has really brought down my stress levels a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite inspirational quote that sticks to you to never give up?
Yeah, definitely. The quote from Han Solo, actually. It's never tell me the odds. Because when like they're flying into battle and C-3PO says like, oh, we're not going to win this, the odds are against us. Han Solo says, never tell me the odds. And that's been really inspirational, because the reality of the situation is that for people with autism, the odds are against us. Like odds against us to graduate, odds against us to have a job, odds against us to get married, odds against us to have good mental health. But it's not about the odds for me. It's about like being an individual.
Right.
And you know, if I just do my own thing, like, and if I have that hard work, dedication, and support, then nothing can stop me, really.
Yeah, right. That's true. One of your favorite music artists that helps you unwind?
I'd say anyone related to Southern rock. Partially just because I really like that genre, and listening to it has prevented a lot of anxiety attacks. I wouldn't say it's necessarily the message or anything of those artists. It's just, I guess, the frequency of it. Just like I really enjoy that.
Yeah. How have your experience affected your life long term, good or bad? Did those experiences change your goals or change the directions of your career?
Well, I'd have to say, in general, it's been a very positive experience. And I definitely wouldn't have had all the positive skills that I have today if I were neurotypical. And long-term, good or bad. And I'd also have to say that the thing about autism is that I've developed so much more empathy than I would have if I was a neurotypical. Like I no chance I would have been like as nice, as understanding, as caring as I am today if I didn't have this. Like if I were a neurotypical, I would probably be an asshole. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
And did those experiences change your goals? Yeah. So when I was neurotypical, not neurotypical. Before I realized I was autistic, I wanted to be like an astronaut or a doctor or something. But then when I realized I was autistic, I wanted to become a teacher because have a huge influence over the youth generation.
Yes, they
And
do.
I kind of wanted to teach them how to act, basically.
Uh-huh. Nice.
Yeah.
Can you share a little bit about yourself so some of these viewers can learn about a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'd have to say that I believe like humans have intrinsic value. I don't believe any condition is able to take that away. So I treat people with respect because of that intrinsic value.
Yep, that's nice.
And the other thing I have to say about that is I think success is measured by three factors, which is hard work, support, and dedication.
Awesome.
And you have to have all three in order to be successful. Except maybe support. Like if you have every single thing going for you and like you were just like made perfectly, basically, you can probably succeed without support. But pretty much everyone else like needs a combination of all those three things.
Absolutely.
But the more important ones are hard work and dedication.
Yep. So what's your favorite time of the year?
Probably fall. I definitely like this time between like the start of fall and Thanksgiving. It's just kind of like a local moment, I guess, like families in the neighborhood getting together and all that. It's a really nice time.
Nice, awesome. That's good to hear. So what movie has inspired you to be your best self today?
Oh, good question. What movie? I will have to come back on that one.
But yeah. So how long then it took you to feel comfortable being on YouTube?
Right. Well, I kind of was fairly comfortable about it. I was just a little nervous starting it, but then COVID ended up happening, and I realized that I had a lot more free time on my hands. Basically, I decided to start my YouTube channel up then, because it was always something that I cared about, but I didn't think I had enough time. And then I realized that like I was able to have enough time because I can keep doing this and still like do my schoolwork and all that. So I think that's I think it's important to understand that like time is just an illusion. And if you really care about something, you do have the time to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So, anyways, is there anything you would like to discuss before we wrap up this interview?
Yeah, I just like a general message to the world. You should like always put your values and your beliefs before your income. You know, because recently the president of my campus was actually covering up assaults in order to save money. So like more people would come. Because he knew if more people wouldn't come, he would lose money. So he covered that up to save money. And that's just a very disgusting act. So no matter what, you need to put your morals above cash. And because cash is going to come and go, but like your values are going to last forever. And that's what I'm going to be as a teacher. You know, if I ever hear that a teacher ended up doing something like that, I wouldn't keep my mouth shut. I mean, I know the school would lose money, and I would lose money, and I mean, I might lose my job. But I want my students to feel safe more than having money. So I mean, the fact that the fact that the president of a college campus is covering up the student safety in order to save money is just infuriating.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alex, I want to thank you so much for being the 10th guest on Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Remember to always be well, honest, and inspiring. I
Yeah.
hope you have a good rest of your day. And until next week, everyone, have a good one. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Bye, Alex.
You have just watched Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Follow the show on social media on Twitter at SSW Waylon Myers, on Instagram Standing Strong with Waylon Myers, and on Facebook Standing Strong with Waylon Myers. Always be real, honest, and inspiring. Until next time, have a good one, y'all.